Hi, guys, welcome back to my channel. For the Women in Leadership series, we have with us today Mireille Toulekima, a renowned global consultant and award winning engineer with over 25 years of international experience. She is a passionate advocate for diversity, women's advancement, and sustainable development in energy and STEM. As a Global Goodwill Ambassador, author, and dynamic project leader, she is driving positive change and empowerment worldwide. So let's go and talk to Mireille. Hi, Mireille, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Amra?
I'm good too. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, so tell me, not only are you an engineer, but also an advocate for diversity and women's advancement in the resources and STEM sectors.
Mhm.
What inspired you to become such a strong voice for gender equality in these industries?
It's actually a long story. So when I started working in the oil and gas industry back then, and it's like 25 years ago, I didn't have people who looked like me. I didn't have any woman. I didn't have any black woman in the industry. So I was basically left to myself and had to really build myself and become a role model for women, but also for women that look like me. So that's actually what led me when, I had some experience, having work in different countries, having work at different level. I just told myself that I can't be the only one, reaching that level.
Right.
I had to, reach out and really advocate for more women to come in. And also one thing that I've also realized when, even when I was getting across, meeting women in the industry, some of them were not actually having a career breakthrough, and it's because they didn't have those role models, but also they didn't really believe in themselves. So I felt like I had to come out, bring this message of believing in ourselves, and
Mhm.
also, making sure even if we don't have role models, to create, to become the role models that we are looking for. So that's really how it started really doing it at maybe 15 years ago, 10 years into the industry. Before that, I was just like every other woman, just waiting and waiting for being promoted, not really believing in myself because I was really not really scared, but it's just fear because I was a minority. So really, before I shifted really and understood that I had to create this trail,
Right.
it took about 10 years before I could actually start to do something.
Wow, and you're doing an amazing job.
Mhm.
You have written books, and one of them is called Stepping into Your Greatness: 12 Rules for Building an Outstanding Life. And that
Mhm.
has emphasized personal development.
Mhm.
So, what are some key principles from this particular book that could
Mhm.
help women to overcome challenges in leadership roles?
Yes, so the 12, Stepping into Your Greatness and 12 Rules for Building an Outstanding Life is a book that, I wrote really to, again, advocate, and push people to take their own, to take everything in their hands and not waiting for people to really, push them, or people
Right.
to give it to them. And the 12 rules that I'm talking about in the book are the 12 rules that I thought have helped me to become the person that I am today. Some of the key principles that can actually help women is, the rule number one is to believe in ourselves, believe that we have greatness, and that this greatness is there. It might not be the same greatness as, someone else, or it might not be the same greatness as a man, talking about myself being in a male dominated environment, but
Yeah.
it's there and we have to believe it. So that's, I think, one thing, because I saw so many women who were talented, very, smart, but because they didn't believe in themselves, they basically, get stuck, and
Mm.
and really, couldn't pass the ceiling, the glass ceiling that we all talking about. And yet they had the ability, they had the knowledge, they had the expertise. It's just, not believing in themselves. They got stuck. So that was really the first thing, the first principle I wanted to really start with, the believe in yourself. And then there's a key principle as well, which is, having a vision, for ourselves, because sometimes, especially professionally, we work, we go, and it's just for us to make money or pay bills, or but we don't really have a plan per se to know, okay, where do we want to be, what do we want to bring, and really create this path for ourselves, irrespective of the challenges. Be focused on this plan. So I think this has helped me a lot to really understand that planning and believing that I can go from where I am to where I wanted to be was really key as well. And another principle that is very important, especially for women or even minority that are, evolving in an environment where they don't have, mentorship or anything, is to acquire knowledge all the time, being, a long-term learner, being always ahead of all other people, really pushing ourselves to get the specialized knowledge, so that we become the person that everybody thinks about when it comes down to project, it comes down to anything. Because what I've realized is that irrespective of you being a minority or being from a different gender or being from different race, if you deliver to the best of your ability, and you deliver something that is amazing, people forget what you look like. They forget about, they only focus on the result and everything that you bring. So that's also another very key thing. And then there's the networking. I know that I've seen a lot of women, especially when we start families, we are kind of restricted. We don't really make time, obviously, because we have to really take care of the family. We don't make time for networking, for really making those connections that are important. But we have to find a way to make those connections, because those connections are going to be the difference maker as we go, as we try to rise in higher. And I've realized that when you can be the best technically, you can be the best at everything, if you don't have the right connection at a certain level, you get stuck.
As a Global Goodwill Ambassador and humanitarian, you support communities in Africa and Oceania and advocate against domestic and gender-based violence and poverty. Can you share a story that really touched your heart?
I started to really get involved 3 years ago, when a young woman, I mean, she was going through domestic violence, and she managed to actually leave, her partner. But what happened, because they had custody of the young children, one day she went, to school to pick up the kids, and the man that she separated from dragged her, put her in the car with the kids, put petrol, and then just light them a light, and then he went in as well. So it was really a tragic thing. And when I look at her story, she's been asking for help, and for some reason the police didn't really follow up. And she was really, trying and talking and asking for help, but didn't have really the help that she needed. And at the end, she lost her life, and the kids and everybody. That was really a tragic thing. So that's when I realized that, and I started to investigate and look at the numbers. And the number are staggering, especially here in Australia, but also in Africa as well. and I just thought that with the platform that I have and everything that I do, that's something I really want to push, especially for women. And the poverty is really about my own story, because I started from a very humble beginning, but education actually gave me so much and helped me to become the person that I have.
That's excellent, Mireille. And tell me, you're on various board positions and advisory roles. So, what strategies have you employed to promote women's representation and leadership within organizations?
So most of the time, what I do is, I use my position to advocate for women that I come across, and think that, okay, they have potential, or they have something to bring. So I'm really playing the role of being advocate, but also making sure that all the policies and everything that we put in place in terms of projects, we can actually identify and bring women who can who are capable of making a difference, really to push and also the most important thing is for me to also be a role model, showing that as a woman I bring something. So when I advocate for another woman, it's easier for for the board or for the people who work with me to give this woman a chance, or to even consider this woman. Because sometimes what I find out is that because women are less vocal than men when it comes down to those type of position, they are invisible, even if then they don't have even when they have the potential and when they are the right person for those positions. So what I'm trying to do is really bring more visibility, connect more women, and also make sure that in everything that we do, we are conscious of the gender balance and bringing more women into the equation and into whatever we're doing, and push for more women at the board level, because we need women, we need a diversity. It's not just about women per se, but it's also the diversity of leadership, because women lead differently, and we need this diversity of leadership to be able to reach the highest level, so that we can get the best result as well, right?
So you founded STEM Queens Uganda, which focuses on promoting STEM education among young girls. How important is it to inspire the next generation of women leaders in science and technology?
It is very important, and as you probably know, we are, in the middle of this fourth industrial revolution, which is about digital technology, and most of the areas, the different jobs that are going to come out of this need the STEM aspect. And so it is important, especially if we're talking about empowering the next generation of women, but also giving them the financial independence. It is important that they get those skills as early as possible, so that they can be part of this revolution, so that they can bring their creativity, their innovation, and their brain, their intelligence into that, and be part of it, because otherwise they'll be left behind. And what does it mean? They're going to be discriminated, because they will not be able to have the right skill. They will not be able to do anything, or even be considered for some of the jobs that are coming, that are not existing yet, and that are coming. And that's definitely key to push, and really start very young, because especially in Africa, there's still this taboo thinking that everything that is linked to science or technology is just for boys or for men. So it's important that we start now changing the mindset. We're going to the schools, we're doing outreach, so to give them information, potential, and train them as well as we can. And we focus there on girls and young women from 14 to 21 when they start uni. So really start inculcating this mindset of STEM being part of their life, and for them to really know that they belong there, and they can actually, do well and get opportunities. And what we do is we bring women who made it, just like myself, or local women who are actually doing also well, so that they can come and talk to the girls. They can see it, because I think when you can see it, you can believe that you can become, like this person.
So thank you so much, Mireille.
Fantastic. So let's connect again, and
Absolutely.
no problem.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Mireille, and I hope you learned something from it. If you did, please make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.